Welcome back to another episode of Pursuit Bow Hunting, and on today's episode I'm going to go over my archery practice for this upcoming season, so stay tuned. So like I said in the intro, this is the process that I do every year around this time to get ready for this upcoming bow season. Real quick, just to go over, the bow I'm going to be shooting is a Mathews Monster. I went over that in a previous video when I did a gear dump, so if you want you can go back and check that video out, and if you could, please like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Also, the arrows that I'm going to be shooting are just your standard gold tip Hunter 400s with 100 grain field tip edges, or points I should say, and then the release that I shoot is a thumb release Max Hunter by True Ball. So what I typically do first is cold with no warm-ups is I'll take 3 shots at 50 yards. I'm already out at 50. From here, I'm not looking for tight groups. I would never shoot an animal probably past 35 yards, but I always like to start at 50 yards, just cold, and then work my way in to where I will actually be taking actual hunting scenario shots. So like I said, we're gonna do 3 arrows at 50 yards, and then we're gonna work in from there. And really what I'm just doing here is I'm just getting warmed up, trying to work on my mechanics, especially at this far away range. Any kind of mistakes you make at far distances are going to be shown in your shots. So we'll just go from there. May help if I adjust my wheel to 50 yards first. So like I said, I'm just practicing on just a smooth draw, making sure I have a good anchor point and holding that pin steady. I'm not looking for a tight group, although I would take it. I just want to make sure that my draw is nice and smooth and that my anchor point is good, and that I'm working and keeping a good loose grip. And from here, I'm just, if I'm anywhere close to where I want to be, around the 12 or 10 ring, I'm happy with. All right, so once we're done with the 50, I'm gonna go check out where I hit, come back, I'm gonna do another set at 50 yards, and this time try to bring a little tighter of a group. Once I've shot those 2 sets from 50, I'm going to move in. Like I said, I usually will start at 50. I'll move into about 30, and then from about 30 all the way into 15 yards is where I'm really slowing down, taking my time, and just really looking to have those good tight groups. So from where I'm at right here, I'm going to shoot. I've ranged it. It's at 20 yards. I'm really looking to make sure that my mechanics are all well and that I'm shooting tight groups, because from here, this is where I will be taking realistic bow shots. So I want to make sure that when it's actually time in the field, that all the mechanics that I'm practicing in my off season transition over into real world scenarios. And you're going to have to excuse my target. It's seen a lot of weather and a lot of shots, so I'm going to definitely need to buy a new Glendale. But for now, this is all I have, so we're just going to keep on shooting. Well, as you saw in the first set, the target just completely fell apart, so that's fine. I still have this Reinhardt target down here, which is actually not a bad option. With those kind of targets, I really like to, especially from where I'm at now, and in, focus on the little circular dots to try to really do precision shooting. So we're going to do another set of 20, but this time on that Reinhardt target. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode. I just shot another 3 arrows, and even this Reinhardt target is chewed up, so I'm going to have to go to the store and get a new target. But anyhow, so that's what I do. Like I said, I'm going to start at 50 yards cold, shoot 3 groups, and then work my way in doing the exact same thing all the way until I get to about 10 yards. I also am going to do this about 10 yards in because I do hunt out of a blind with my son. So what I'll do also is I'll start shooting from a seated position. I will also start putting obstacles in front of the target, so that really hones in on your accuracy and shooting in those tight window spaces. And then lastly, actually I should say, I will also shoot from my saddle platform. I'll put that in the tree, just shoot from just about 5 feet off the ground, but just shoot different scenarios in the tree. And then lastly, what I will do sometimes is I will go inside, set up my target in my basement, so I'm able to get those angled shots to mimic like I'm shooting out of an elevated position. Because if anybody knows or has shot long enough, just a straight on shot, the trajectory and the aiming point from when you're at a elevated shooting downward angle, your aim point and your impact points are never going to be the same. So you definitely need to practice from an elevated position if you can. So if you don't have trees in your backyard, or you live in an apartment complex, if you're just able to put them down in your basement, or you're able to get somewhere where you can have some elevation to shoot down, that is definitely needed. But if you're just coming out and you're just wanting to get prepared for the season and just want to make sure that all your mechanics are right, this is what I do. So if you could, again, like and subscribe. I'm sorry that my targets didn't cooperate, so that's definitely on me. But that's going to be all for this week's video. Check in again, and I'll see you on the next one.